Hello, welcome to Topical Tuesday, February 13th, 2018. Steve Sipress here. And Topical Tuesday, what's in the news? It's the Olympics, and I'm wearing my red, white, and blue ugly Hawaiian shirt. And the rhino of the day is right there. It's the skiing rhino, because he's skiing in the Winter Olympics. And it says, "Welcome to Rhino's Mountain." Dog is here. Great to see you, Dog. Long time. And this is out of the book Rhinoceros Success by Scott Alexander. Highly recommended for all entrepreneurs, because we are all rhinos, whether you know it yet or not. So, these Olympics, they've been on for like less than a week, and I'm already cannot stand the Olympics. And blue Hawaiian shirt, but if I pan down here, I have my... Where is it? There it is, my American flag. Can we see it? Where is it? Boy, I'm terrible with this camera, aren't I? Let's see, where is the American flag down there? All right, anyway, can't see the American flag behind me. But there is one. Oh, there it is. And you probably saw it too. I was just going too fast. No wind as usual here in beautiful Arizona. And so I've got my red, white, and blue. I'm all patriotic, and the Olympics are on. I will say the only thing is, what really irks me most about these Olympics this year is how unpatriotic a lot of these athletes are. So it just reminds me of the crap I just went through with the NFL, where I just opted out and stopped watching the NFL forever because of how ridiculous they are. Thanks, Jared. He can see the American flag. You probably all could. I just was all over the place. Not the world's greatest cameraman, am I? And so, I mean, I keep hearing about these athletes that are like, "Oh, I'm not going to the White House if I get invited, if I went," I'm tired. So tired of these people, I don't want to root for you. I don't want to have to keep track of who am I rooting for and who am I not rooting for and who's being an idiot and who's being a jerk, and I'm just not watching it. Second of all, most of the Olympic sports in the Winter Olympics are not sports. Not most, but some of these are not sports. Take figure skating. Not a sport, folks. Absolutely not a sport. Marusha, great seeing you. Not a sport. Now, I understand, of course, it's got lots of athleticism to it. I'm not denying that, okay? I'm not being ridiculous here, but so does ballet. You go to ballet, you ever see, like, Mikhail Baryshnikov? The guy's got thighs that are wider than my whole body. The guy can jump, like, over my head. These guys are amazingly athletic. So are cheerleaders, so are ballet dancers, so are jazz dancers. They're very athletic people. If you go to a Britney Spears concert or something, all the backup dancers, they're very athletic, but it's not a sport. And figure skating's not a sport. I mean, the judge, just look at some of the criteria of the judges. You hear the announcers. I haven't watched it this year, of course, but in past years. And one time I actually, went to the Lake Placid Olympics. That's almost 40 years ago, probably, or maybe close to 40 years ago. But, they're judging things like, oh, you hear the announcers like, listen how she goes, she's got good music playing, goes along with the music, and look at that outfit. And if you're being judged on the outfit and on the music, well, that's not a sport. That's that's like judging ballet. So stop being ridiculous, which is also why that's the most popular, I'll just say, sport, the competition of the whole Olympics, because a lot of non-sports fans love figure skating. It's not a sport. Another one that's not a sport that suddenly became popular, I think, in the last couple Olympiads is this curling. I think that's what it is, where they sweep the ice with a broom and they roll the thing down it and sweep it into the circle. And you've got to be kidding me. This one is so not a sport, it's not even athletic. And again, I know there's some athletic, sure, okay, you got to have, hand-eye coordination, you got to be able to skate. Okay, there's a minor amount of physical talent that's involved in this thing, but it's hardly it's a game. I mean, darts is not a sport. This is darts on the ice. It's just not, it's not a sport. Okay, don't be ridiculous. I mean, would you take someone who's Michael Jordan, Peyton Manning, someone who's like really athletic and gifted, and say, you should do curling? No. It's for if, but you would say, hey, you couldn't possibly make the school football team. You got cut before they even announced the tryouts. You ought to do curling, okay? Because it's not a sport. So cut it out. And those are like the two most popular things. Why? Because they're not sports. The whole thing's ridiculous. Another thing about the Winter Olympics, almost none of the events, I haven't thought about this till now, just was thinking, I was on with a client, and I'm thinking, oh, I got to shoot my video, Topical Tuesday, what's in the news? Oh, the Olympics. I haven't thought about this at all, but when I did think about it years ago, almost none of the Winter Olympic events, humans are powered by their own power. Almost every Olympic event in the winter is aided by some kind of technology. So you're not seeing the pure athleticism. Right? It's a person, sure, they're fast. And again, I'm not denying these are, if an Winter Olympic athlete was standing right next to me, he could pick me up, or she, and throw me over the roof. I know that. These are athletic people. They're strong. They're talented. They're the best in the world. I'm not denying any of that. What I'm saying is they, as opposed to the Summer Olympics, like the Summer Olympics, you have like sprinting. The only aid they have is they have little cleats on their feet, but they could take them off and they'd still be incredibly, like Usain Bolt could still outrun everyone in the world barefoot. In fact, there was like some runner when I was a kid was like running the marathon barefoot, 26 miles barefoot, like totally unaided. Swimmers, they're practically naked, swimmers and divers. They got a tiny little Speedo on. I mean, they're totally unaided. They're totally under their own human power. Right? They're not in a race car. They're not on skis. They're not on skates. They're not on a sled. They're not on a luge. They're not powered by, they're not on a skateboard or a surfboard. What do you call these? The snowboard. They're not, they're their own power. To me, that's a lot more of a sport than it is to watch someone not under their own power. So I know the guy's fast and strong who's skating around, but I got to wonder again, did he get cut from the sprinting team, from the track team? So they said, well, you know what? If you put on some skates, though, a lot less people skate than run, so you could excel in skating as opposed to running where you're really not the fastest in the world, but you could be the fastest skater because now you have some technology aided, and so you have to learn some new techniques that are above just your human qualities, your human potential, your human strength, and all this. So, and then I just thought of another thing that irked me about it when I was talking about this. I forget what it is, but, the fact that in the recent, 10, 20 years or so, the Olympics has become kind of like the X Games, like the teenage, again, non-sports sports, like skateboarding. Skateboarding was for kids that were athletic. Again, I'm not denying these people are not athletic, but they didn't want to play on the football team in school or the baseball team or basketball team or any of that. They wanted to hang out in the park with their buddies, smoke drugs, drink some beer, do whatever they wanted to do on their own, and skateboarding around. Like, well, now these are Olympic sports, right? But instead of getting on a skateboard, they get on a snowboard, and they go up and down on the thing, and they flip over, and this is like the X Games. This is like non-sport sports. Now, I know I sound like the old fuddy-duddy that I look like with the no hair and the gray beard and all that kind of stuff, but like, so be it. That's why I'm dating myself. I'm out on the Winter Olympics, just not for me. Can't keep track of all the nonsense and all the ridiculous, ungrateful athletes that are unhappy with their own country, for crying out loud. And all this news, I saw something on the news where people like, oh, look how great it is that North Korea... Nothing about North Korea as the leadership of the country is great. Okay, it doesn't matter what they do. It does, unless what they do is like lay down their nuclear weapons and stop threatening to annihilate the world and act like idiots. Stop torturing people. Open the door, let people leave, let people use the internet. Like, have some freedom in the country, for crying out loud. Otherwise, I don't understand. Are these newscasters or announcers saying like, hey, for a murderous, inhumane, horrible leadership, she's kind of pretty. She's got a good smile for a murderous killer. Like, I can't even believe you're having that conversation. So I'm out. I can't even watch the whole thing. And Lindsay Kraft is here. Good to see you. So that's it. That's my rant for Topical Tuesday. I don't even have any business lesson to teach other than let's just say that it goes hand in hand with the WOW strategy, as everything does. The first W standing for the who. You got to understand your target market. I am not the target market that you're going to market, hey, Steve, you should watch the Olympics. Almost no matter what you do, I'm not watching. But to a lot of women who don't watch sports they won't watch football or basketball or hockey or baseball all the time, but they'll watch figure skating. Oh, we love figure skating. So we're going to promote that over and over and over. You'll see the same thing in the Summer Olympics. It's the gymnastics that gets promoted over and over. It's the same thing. It's not really a sport. It's judged. Of course, it's very athletic, but it's the same thing. On the ice, it's figure skating with the jumps and the twirls, and in the Summer Olympics, it's the gymnastics with the jumps and the twirls and the dancing, and of course, how much she was in line with the music and all that kind of stuff in the gymnastics. So again, ridiculous. Women's gymnastics, talking about the men, they have to actually be, they're a lot more athletic about their stuff. They're doing boring. They sit there on the rings, and if you sit motionless, that's good. So they do actually boring strength things, more athletic, but still they're being judged, not a sport. Cut it out, and therefore it's the most popular thing. So understand that if you're NBC and you're looking, or whoever's broadcasting it this year, and you're looking at, have 50 different sports to cover, which one are you going to put in prime time? You're going to put the one not that you think is the best sport or the most athletic or even has the best athletes or nothing that you think about anything is going to determine what you put on in prime time. You're going to put on in prime time what your viewers want to see. They want to see curling, and they want to see figure skating, and they want to see X Games, and I don't want to see any of that. So they're not marketing to me, and I'm not watching. And you do the same in your business. Don't waste your time trying to get people to buy your stuff or watch your videos or go to your website or see you speak or do anything if they don't want to do it. Don't try and convince them. All the commercials in the world are going to convince me that I should be watching figure skating for hours every night. It's not going to happen. So don't waste your time or money trying to get someone to like you or to want to buy your stuff. Get people that are predisposed to want to buy your stuff, market to them. So somebody that says, I can't wait till the Winter Olympics every 4 years because I love figure skating, market the heck to them. Market to women like crazy to watch figure skating because how great it is. That's what you want to go with. People that want to watch actual sports, I'm sorry, not big fans of the Winter Olympics. That's my rant for Topical Tuesday. Thanks for being here today, everyone on live, and everyone watched on the replay. I don't see a lot of questions, comments, concerns. Maybe people are too busy laughing with me or at me to comment about it, but thanks for being here today. And I'll be back tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. I have a feeling I'll be talking a little bit about Valentine's Day and a marketing tip to do with Valentine's Day, because that will be tomorrow, and I would love it if I would see you back then. See what I did there? Catch you tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. Thanks for being here today. Bye-bye.